So, welcome back to Stories at Work, a series where I share real stories from across the world that you can use when you're driving home a business point. On our website and our channel, we already have 100 stories and we are adding one every week. If you want to be alerted whenever a new one is uploaded, then do subscribe. Now, those of you who have read my book or attended my program know that I've always insisted on using real stories. Given that there's enough and more stories, basically real incidences that can be used to drive home a business point, we don't have to trigger, oh, that's just a story kind of response. However, every once in a while, I hear an apocryphal story that can very powerfully drive home a business point. An apocryphal story is a story that has been shared widely, but whose authenticity has not yet been verified. It is okay to use an apocryphal story once in a while. Just make sure they are less than 5% of all the stories that you share in business. Today, I'm going to share one such story. When Aditya Birla was in charge of Hindalco, this is probably in the late 70s, early 80s, one of the senior executives made a blunder that costed the company over 10 crore rupees. For those of you who are not from India, that's about 100 million rupees. Now, using purchasing power parity, that would be about 200 crores in today's money. Now, some of the top executives in the group thought that Aditya Birla would come down heavily on this guy and probably fire him from this job. But he did not do that. Why? Because before he called the man in, Aditya Birla sat down, took a notepad and wrote on the top of it points in favor of this man. Then he listed the man's strength one by one, including how he had once helped the company make the right decision and earn them millions of dollars. One of the senior executives who witnessed this later said, "Whenever I'm tempted to rip into someone, I force myself to sit down and compile a list of the good qualities they have. By the time I'm finished, I have the right perspective. And best of all, my anger is under control." I can't tell you how many times this habit has prevented me from committing one of life's costliest mistakes, losing my temper. Now, we all deal with a lot of individuals in our lives, and as we grow in an organization, the number of people we deal with grows dramatically. So does the number of times when people don't live up to the expectations we have of them or complete a task in the manner we wanted them to. Now, the easiest thing to do is to lose one's temper and give them a piece of our mind. That's the easiest. Yeah. But clearly, Aditya Birla's way is much better and safer. So before we jump to conclusions about someone, we should stop, sit down, and make a list of the person's good qualities, what has he done well, before we do anything else. Because if we do this way, we may come to a very different conclusion. One thing is for sure, we will approach the person with the right attitude, and maybe we won't say things that we may later regret. I hope you found that story useful. Now, if any of you have heard this story before and know the authentic source, do share that with me. Now, it's authentic when it is published in a book or shared in a speech by someone close to the people in the story. LinkedIn or Facebook posts or WhatsApp forwards don't qualify. Now, that's all for today's episode. As I said in the beginning of the episode, if you enjoyed the story, do give it a like, share it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also have a WhatsApp group for people who want a copy of this video. To join the group, click on the link below and the video, or maybe in the comments section. Also, the YouTube channel of Storyworks and our website has two playlists, which the Story Bank playlist, the stories like this one, which have over 50 stories, real incidences that you can use to drive home business points. The other playlist is called Leaders Speak. In that playlist, we have videos where leaders across the world have shared stories that have created opinions they have. Now, if you're ever sharing the same opinion with your team or driving home a similar message, you could use any of these stories from the Story Bank or the Leaders Speak. Now, see you next week. Till then, happy listening to all the videos that are on the channel. And I look forward to hear from you about what kind of stories inspire you, what kind of stories you'd like to hear. Thanks for dropping by.